Welcome back to another episode of TVGP's We Roguelike It. This time we're playing Streets of Rogue. I'm your host, Boston, playing this on the PlayStation 5, joined as always by Moonpeer.
Howdy, Xbox Series X.
How do I describe Streets of Rogue? It's a top-down, small open world, choose your own path, sneaking or shooting side quest roguelike.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of different kind of
Oh, it's not like
games
Streets of Rage.
DNA.
Let's get that out of the way first and
Right.
foremost.
Yeah.
This should be a side scrolling beat 'em up, not isometric, pixel based punching simulator.
Was the okay, sidetrack here. Was the DLC for Streets of Rage 4, was that a roguelike or am I just dreaming that?
Hold on. Streets of Rage.
We'll find out as we
Roguelike.
chat here. I recommended we play Streets of Rogue here because people seem to be really excited about the upcoming Streets of Rogue 2, and people have always kind of held this up as a pretty great entry in the kind of roguelite genre.
Yes.
Neither one of us has played it, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So now seemed like a pretty good time to check this guy out. I'm a couple of runs through.
Let's just get out of the way. The game is too slow and there is no dash button.
Yeah. I mean, that's always going to be, I feel like that's always going to be our complaint in any of these games, because I think we like things to be on the speedier end. I get what they're going for, because it seems to me like from a design perspective, they're saying, oh, you should take your time going through these areas. You should really try and like sneak around and do hacking and lockpicking and stuff. But in the early game, that doesn't seem like it's always the best choice. The best choice so far seems to be, I have a gun and I'm shooting the things that are in front of me, that are in my way.
Yes, or a baseball bat. What character class are you starting with? And if it's not the soldier, tell me why.
I pick whatever the second one is. Is that one that starts with
That's
a gun?
the soldier.
Yeah, it's the soldier.
That's the soldier, yes.
Because, like I said, they have a gun. So why would I
and
not?
a helmet.
Yeah, like why would I not run as that character class? I don't. This is a really tough one because I feel like when we play some of these kind of classic roguelikes, or we play like modern classic ones, I feel like a lot of times we can see what makes these games great immediately. I'm really not getting that with Streets of Rogue in a first impression standpoint.
No.
I'm
very concerned that this might be one of those games that you need to put 7,000 hours into before you actually get the quote unquote good.
Yeah, and I think
part of the problem we're going to run into with this game, dude, is it came out in 2017.
Mm-hmm.
That's 7 years ago.
Yeah. And I see some of what this game is trying to do. I was actually really impressed with the tutorial of this game. I mean, I feel like I like to call out good tutorials all the time because I feel like that's kind of not the expectations with a lot of these games. Because a lot of them are like, I don't know, man, you figure it out. Well, you want me to like tell you how to play it? Whatever, loser. And that's not this game at all. I think the tutorial is actually really good.
Yeah, I think so too.
But I just like I get the kind of gameplay flow here where you're doing side quests through these floors to get rewarded for them, and you're kind of focusing on your main quest, but you don't have to do that to get through the levels, which is odd, and I don't quite understand why that is quite yet. And I like that a lot of the side quests are marked on your map. It makes that stuff a lot easier, but like I don't want to say I don't get the point of it yet, but I'm not seeing the draw yet. Here in the first week of playing it. And that makes me feel concerned overall.
You think this is going to be a month of hell for you personally?
No, because I don't think the game's bad. It's not fair, but I want all these games to be like Atomic Crops, where it's like, I have to play this game more. Like, I have to do another run. I have other things I need to play, but I really need to play this game just one more run, like one more floor, one more loop, one more something. And the beginning of this game is a lot of like, okay, I did a floor and had an okay time, I guess, but I'm not being pulled to play more of it.
I feel bad because, in all honesty, we've been spoiled recently.
Oh, for sure.
Quite. We have literally had our wee little roguelike brains destroyed by the fact that last year alone we had like 3 or 4 bangers in there.
And we're like coming off of playing Balatro, like,
yeah,
and Returnal is really good too. So, I mean, this might also be a side effect of us having just finished Returnal 2, of just like one of the modern gaming's fastest video games, and now we're at
one of the slowest.
Yeah, like a more deliberately paced game. So that's gonna be a little tough, but I don't know. We have 3 more weeks of this, so like this is just my first impressions of this game.
It's difficult. So I think it's difficult to see where the gold is in these hills. Because I probably at the moment, like, I don't know about you, I got up to like the 2nd industrial level is the furthest I've gotten so far.
I think that's the same place I've gotten to, yeah.
And it's like, okay, there's clearly some stuff in here, but what? And also, what do I get for doing the big missions? Like, for the character-specific missions.
Right.
Like, there's a lot going on in here. There's 20-odd characters to unlock.
Right, and like even unlocking new characters, I'm at the point where I'm like unlocking stuff, and I'm sort of like, okay, I unlocked like a gorilla guy that seems to have more negatives than positives, so I'm not sure yet why I would do that, which is fine. I don't need like... There has to be some characters that are more difficult than others. That's kind of a hallmark of the genre. But I'm not... I'm trying really hard to say, like, we really try to go into these games not being down on them immediately. Like, we don't want to go into a game and be like, oh god, I really like Balatro, and boy, this one seems real bad. It's going to be really different. So that's okay, and that's kind of how the show goes. But there's also an element of like, how much do I hold it against people that like really love this game when it's not clicking with me at the beginning, because that's not fair.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure there are plenty of people out there that are like, yeah, I played Hades or Binding of Isaac, and these games are bad. What are you talking about? So I don't know. I'm curious to continue plugging away at it, because I feel like this could be one of those games where you have that one run where the mechanics click, and maybe you find the cool thing, or you find a character that's really great, or you find like a really creative way of getting through a puzzle or something that kind of opens it all up for you. But I
Mhm.
just haven't seen that yet in my game time.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, that's probably probably the thing that I am waiting for is for that moment where it's just like, oh, okay, now I get it.
Hmm.
Like I did see a bunch of the achievements are like unlocking elevators, so I'm assuming there's a shortcut system in here somewhere.
Oh, okay.
Um, but I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I it's not a game we have played games on this show before where we start it and we're like, "Oh no. Okay, this does not bode well for the next couple of weeks." And I don't feel like that for this game. I don't dread playing it, but I'm not at the point yet where I'm like finishing a run or sitting down to play something and be like, "Oh yeah, I gotta play Streets of Rogue." Where I'm not quite at
Yeah,
that point yet.
I think I've watched it 3 times, and all 3 times it's been, and it doesn't bode well, and it's not a slight against the game, but all 3 times it's been like, oh, I gotta play this so I have something to talk about.
You gotta clock into the roguelike mines, like
Oh,
yeah. So I'm hoping as we play more of this that it clicks with us. As we've said before, it's okay if a game doesn't click with us, even if we spend 4 weeks playing it. That's just gonna happen, even if it's a game that
mm-hmm.
people really, really love. But I hope that's not the case here. And maybe if it is, maybe we finish this and we look at Streets of Rogue 2 and it's like, well, all right, that seems to address all the issues that we had, so maybe the second one will be better, but I'm not entirely sure
Yeah.
yet. So,
I mean, we
any.
we
Oh,
skipped
go ahead.
out on what was the other one. We didn't do the first one of
Oh, Rogue Legacy.
medieval. Yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Especially with Rogue Legacy 2 kind of being like very, very similar to the first one. It's like, well, we'll just kind of check out the second one instead. So,
Yeah, the perfect version.
yes. Oh man, Rogue Legacy 2 is great. All right. Any final thoughts here for week one of Streets of Rogue?
Not really. Hopefully it's good.
Yeah, keep on clipping on it. That's our
Mm-hmm.
motto. One more run. That's the thing. All right. Thank you very much, everyone, for listening. We'll see you on the next run. Bye.
Boy.